Hey there, boils and ghouls. Welcome to another episode of Halloweekly. Nick and George here with our...
I guess it's going to be the most terrifying spots / locations in horror.
That sounds good to me. Hey, I got a list that matches just that.
So here's the thing. The reason we're doing this is because October is upon us. We wish it was 12 months long or maybe 11. I'd give another month in for a break and then go back to.
Well, you got September. September is
October. November's got some fun shit too. But whatever. It's October, and one of the things that October put us in the mind of is haunted houses. Now, in LA, there's an embarrassment of riches. The sad thing is there's no fall weather, so you're going to a haunted house in like 70 degrees.
It sucks.
It totally sucks. But the cool thing is that there's a lot of options, right? So we started thinking about all the places that we wanted to go and visit. We wanted to drag the girls and be like, let's go try this and that.
And it's good stuff too. You got like your super scary stuff.
Yes.
Like the really
you
high
got
production.
you got immersive. You
got the kids stuff that's also fun to do.
Yep.
And then you got like the weird theater shows. That where you just kind of like walk around, they perform like weird shit.
Yeah, the Lore podcast has the Creep LA show.
Yeah. And then you got like
and you got the real shit like the Queen Mary, like the most haunted ship on the planet.
Yeah. But then
they do the Dark Harbor,
Harbor. But then you got those other things where they like make you like eat vomit, and put bags over your head and shit. So like you can either do like the ghost train.
They do that back in Ohio. That was called high school.
Oh yeah. It's all terrible.
Right.
But you have options. You can either do all that stuff. So
and we got really excited about it, and we started realizing that there's all these haunted houses, and this is the time of year for that. So we started thinking about location.
Yes.
And we were like, wanted to do an episode that was kind of like our countdown of the scariest places in horror. But I had very specific arcane rules to my list where I went totally insane with it.
Because I had picked real locations.
Yeah, and I did not do that. I had a whole criteria for my... Yeah,
because mine was like I picked Queen Mary.
Right.
I picked the locations that we saw.
Like Whitechapel or Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. I picked like Whitechapel.
Yeah, but I wanted to do horror movies, and I was like, all right, but I got really into it because I realized, there's all kinds of things where I was thinking I was going to rule stuff out. Like I was like, you can't pick Sharknado because Sharknado is not a location. Mm-hmm. Like that's an event, right? So that's out, right? And then I was like, all right, so there's all these legendary horror spots that when I thought about it, knowing the rules makes them either not scary or your odds of getting out alive really, really high.
Yeah.
So by way of example, Bates Motel is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a terrifying place, but it's a joke if you know. It depends on the element of surprise. You kind of got to like check in.
You go
let your guard down.
Yeah.
Right.
You go into it knowing.
Right. Because the question was what we asked on our Facebook page was, what place would you find yourself most scared if you all of a sudden were there, like found yourself there?
Yeah.
And when you think about it that way, like Bates Motel doesn't work. One of the things that was really fascinating to me was like knowing the rules saves you from the Overlook Hotel, possibly because the Overlook is like one of the scariest places in horror.
Yeah.
But it took time to break Jack down. Like he checked in and had no idea. If you showed up at the Overlook and you were like, they hand you the key and they're like, welcome to the Overlook. And you're like, bye.
Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm going to get out before the storm comes.
Right. The Overlook would have to strike really fast to like drive you insane quick, which is possible. But
yeah.
Amityville, same thing, right? Like call a priest, jet, you're out of there, So there's all kinds of locations where I was thinking of them. I was like, that's not, whatever. And then I got deeper into it, believe it or not, where I was like, so one of the most terrifying spots in horror to me is Annie Wilkes' bedroom.
Yeah. But
she doesn't give a fuck about you because you're not a writer.
Yeah.
I'm just me.
Yeah.
Right? So it won't matter. She'll just be like, offer me some tea probably, right? And then like the Get Out house, that's Get Out house. Wow, that came out wrong. The house in Get Out.
Yeah.
that's a terrible place to be unless you happen to be like a white guy like me. So then nothing, right? So
Yeah.
so I was like, all right, I was literally stacking all these terrifying places in horror, and I was like, wait, that doesn't even matter because I wouldn't be terrified if I was there. So I built my list based on that.
I didn't.
No, I know you didn't.
I just picked places that if I was there, I'd go, huh, this isn't good.
Right. No,
This isn't good.
no, that's still
Very.
You and I took a different approach to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly places, like, my places are like, I mean, with that set of rules, like, every single one of your places that you pick could just be get out. Like, oh, I wake up at a creepy place. Get out. I wake up at Bates Hotel.
All right.
Get out. I wake up at Overlook.
Watch
Get
this.
out.
Yeah, watch this.
I got one where you can't.
Watch this. My first selection based on my
let's
criteria.
Let's jump into it. Let's go to this
My
list.
first selection based on my criteria is the Blair Witch Woods. If I all of a sudden found myself in the Blair Witch Woods, I would be terrified.
Yeah, and I guess you couldn't get out because
You don't know if you're going to get out. You don't even know how you really got there.
Yeah.
And you don't know who to trust when you're there if you come across anyone.
True.
And you don't know what's going to happen if you head in any given direction. Right? So that's why it's my number 10 like place I would be terrified to find myself in horror part of the list, because I just feel like I don't think in the entire franchise there's ever been like any kind of, you would think like part of it is, if you're not involved with sort of the rolling curse, if you're not one of the people tracking down the other people, who, if you're not related to someone but who the hell knows? Like once you were there, shit can just go down.
A lot of people didn't like the sequel, but I liked how they sort of explained the woods a little more in that one.
In Book of Shadows, or the actual,
like the one that came out.
Witch.
Yeah. Because then it made the woods to me a little bit more terrifying. Like there was an entity controlling time.
Yeah, the rules made it more terrifying.
Yeah,
for
to
sure.
me, because like
Absolutely.
when they saw the other people they saw before, like it's been years, they still look the same. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's a scary
That's
power to have.
exactly my point, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's like a terrifying place to all of a sudden find yourself. Plus, the woods are fucking terrifying. One of my rejected things for my list was basically the area of New England where the witch takes place.
Yeah.
But I figured you could just like really pray hard to Jesus and like blend in and you might be okay. So I didn't put that one there, but woods are terrifying. So
Yeah. That's
all right.
I didn't think about that area of the witch.
Yeah, it's I mean, it would be terrifying to have to live in that house. But to just be in that area, I feel like I would just be like, I praise Jesus. And then
did I tell you how much I love the man upstairs?
Right.
Can I come back in?
Exactly.
All right, so I'm going to actually flip my
Okay.
list upside down. My top two are going to be super fucking predictable, but that's fine. I like them.
It's fine.
So I'm going to start at the bottom here. I'm actually going to go with the Ryan Reynolds film Buried and say waking up in a coffin. Buried. I think waking up buried alive
They're terrifying.
would be kind of the scariest thing.
Kind of the worst thing
to
ever.
find yourself in. Because a lot of your stuff was like, oh, if I'm at the Overlook Hotel, I leave. I'm here, I'm leave. I'm like, well, you can't leave if you're buried alive.
No, you can't.
And that was probably one of the only. I mean, there's been a few horror films where like I felt like I started breathing weird, but that was the one. Like anytime I see someone buried alive, it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel weird in Buried. Made me feel weird in Kill Bill, especially Kill Bill.
Well, you've never seen the original The Vanishing.
No.
And I recommend that you don't. Because it is 10 times worse than Ryan Reynolds' movie. It's
Really?
It's so bad.
And there's also Serpent in the Rainbow when he's like, I'm not dead.
That
like
is such an underrated horror movie.
Like that shit, that makes me feel so uncomfortable.
That's super creepy. Yeah.
The idea of not being able to like breathe air to live.
That's understandably terrifying.
Yeah. So I figured start simple. You can't get any simpler than a box.
No, I totally agree. And so that's one of the things is it's funny you said that, because I started playing with where would I just be really visually thrown off if I ended up there.
Yeah.
And the very first thing that came to mind was Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like being in that world where everything was like off angles and sideways and weird and whatever. But most of the villagers in that movie seemed okay with their lives. So
they were cool with it.
Yeah, so it wasn't that terrifying.
They didn't have an issue.
You just get used to it, right? So they weren't watching it. So I threw that out and went with Event Horizon's Hell.
What are you talking about?
I created the Event Horizon to reach the stars. But she's gone much, much farther than that. She tore a hole in our universe, a gateway to another dimension. A dimension of pure chaos.
Oh.
Because the Event Horizon ship it was designed to go and explore the deepest reaches of space.
Mm-hmm.
But, spoiler, what happens is that it goes and cracks through another dimension and opens a gateway to what we consider hell, but they call another dimension, where just unbelievably horrible things happen. And when the ship comes back, it's alive. It's not a ship anymore. So it's basically feeding off its crew, eating its crew, or whatever. And so that means that it went somewhere. And Sam Neill, the horrible blinded inventor / captain of the ship, he actually says at the end, he turns to Lawrence Fishburne and he goes, "You wanted to know where the ship went. Now I'm going to take you there." That means this is a destination, and that destination is somewhere where no one should ever want to go, because it is nightmare fuel. There's a video online, I found it at like Dig or something, where it was like the Event Horizon hell scenes, because they slash most of them from the movie. Most ones that aren't in there, there's less than a minute of in the actual movie, and it should be cut with more, but that will probably never happen, because I think all those didn't bad flags.
Yeah, that's how
all the prints were lost or something.
Yeah,
but
or they just cut a bunch of shit.
No, but I think he said that they took the cut footage and they put it like in a vault in Siberia or somewhere weird, and it decayed. So they can't re-edit a director's cut.
Oh, that sucks.
It had a really weird fate, the cut footage of the film. But regardless, so there's a video online of the Event Horizon hell clips, which are less minute but slowed down, so it's 5 minutes long, and you get to see like every frame. No, horrifying.
So you'll pass on the.
Yeah, I'm not visiting Event Horizon.
If Tesla was like, here's the ships we're taking to space, you're like, no.
Not doing.
I've seen this happen before.
One of the most terrifying locations in the cinema. So yeah,
okay, well, I got something. I'm gonna bring us back to Earth.
Okay, hit me.
We're gonna go backpacking in Europe, and I'm gonna take us to any room in Hostel.
I thought you were about to say the Moors in American Werewolf, but
no. I thought it crossed my mind, but like
but this is worse.
I was just sitting, like I was sitting on the couch and my feet propped up, and I was just like, what are the films that like? Because to me, I always like the setting of films almost more than the films themselves. Like when the setting's on point, I'm gonna dig the shit out of it.
That's why Hammer films were so good.
Yeah. And I don't know if I necessarily love the Hostel. Well, I haven't seen the other ones because that's just how the fate of those films are. I just saw the first one, and I remember enjoying that experience in the theater with my friend, because it was kind of like, oh yeah, we were in high school. It was
pretty unique back then.
Yeah. And I just remember thinking like how terrifying like those rooms were for those people.
Yep.
And I had to put that on the list. Like, I don't want to be buried alive. I don't want to wake up.
Watch how weird I got with my rules. You ready? This is literally, I spent way too much time on this. So I thought to myself, for the rules, you can't determine who you are when you get there. I didn't let myself do that. So I wasn't like, I'm going to be a famous writer in Annie Wilkes' bedroom.
Yeah.
You just pop in there as you, or you just randomly pop in there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate. You got a 50-50 shot in Hostel, because you could show up as the torturer who's paying to do it.
No. I'm going to be tied to a chair and
got a chance.
Getting my ball snipped. Like, the odds are slim.
I'm an optimist.
Well, in the film they paid more to torture Americans.
Yes.
Wasn't that the thing?
Oh yeah. Well, you're American. Okay, so your odds.
Yeah. So my odds.
Your odds went down a little. Were all the torturers European? I forget.
Think so, because I think they talked to the one guy in like the locker room where they're getting ready to kill some people. I think then they have the guy. He has the guy with like the buck teeth, if I remember.
Yeah.
Right, like in the short black hair.
Huh?
I think he was American. If I remember.
Yeah, but your odds have dipped. You're right.
Yeah, my odds have
you're screwed.
Have really dipped. So I don't want anything to happen. I don't want my face burned. I don't want my Achilles snipped. I don't want any of that. So if I wake up in like a weird concrete room.
Yeah,
with a table and some
terrifying place in horror.
Some German guy comes at me with lawn scissors.
I'm totally giving you that.
I'm out.
All right, I'm gonna sneak in a 2-for-1. Okay, because it was
Easy.
for exactly the same reason. I find one slightly more terrifying than the other, but it's by like the width of a fang.
Mm-hmm.
So either U.S. Outpost 31, that's the thing,
Thing.
or Barrow, Alaska during 30 Days of Night.
Both
are absolutely terrifying. Right, but the terrifying element of that is that. So imagine, if you're in if you're in Outpost 31 or you're in Barrow, and you know that shit's going down, you still can't get out. Yeah. Even if you run around and tell everyone what's happening, you can't get out, right? Like there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
At least by the terms of the movie. I remember the one character had a chance of getting out, and she got in a car accident in 30 Days a Night.
Yeah.
But so she missed her window of exiting. But once you're trapped, you're trapped. And then I find that whole thing just so. First of all, the dread of what would happen to you in the Thing scenario is too horrible to think about.
Yeah,
right. So
that is
and
shit.
you know what's happening before everybody else does. So you
Yeah.
just be sitting there thinking, "This is what's going to happen to me and everyone around me." And then that sense of paranoia is just, I find that exhausting. And then the 30 Days a Night, you got to make it 30 days, and they made a point over and over in that movie, like, we're Alaskans, we're here for a reason. But see, I'm not.
So very clearly, we're in LA. We're in the opposite.
I mean, 3 days of night would be
awful,
terrifying for me. Right?
I like sunshine and palm trees.
So it's no. I grew up, in New England / Ohio, so I could do with a little bit of cold, but cold / mixed with Arctic mixed with vampires
and no sun.
And no, right? Yeah, that's
it was snowy and cold, but we at least had some sunlight.
Yeah, absolutely. But I find both those locations terrifying.
If you had it, okay, so hold on.
The exact same reason, but
which is the worst?
How grueling the ordeal of surviving is the thing that stuck out to me.
So which one is worse?
The Thing is worse, just because
That's what I was thinking.
Because of what's going to happen to you is to me is worse, right? Like in 30 Days a Night, if I remember right, they didn't really turn people; they just kind of ate them or destroyed them or put them down.
That was weird. I was actually
didn't even turn the one dude in the jail cell that they kept begging him to be turned, right?
Yeah. I'm actually trying to think of like which one is worse. Like I'm sure a lot of people would say The Thing, but you also have a group of hunters whose only job for that set of time,
right?
Like The Thing didn't have a deadline.
No.
the vampires
right.
did.
Well, The Thing also, I don't know, because it didn't really. The 30 Days a Night, it was definitely made clear that they had a plan for there to be no survivors.
Yeah.
I don't know if The Thing thought that through or was just hungry or
just doing his thing.
Yes. So I don't know, but I just the idea of I'd rather turn or just get my neck suddenly broken, like happens in 30 Days a Night, or ride that glorious truck to suicide.
I'd go with if I had to put myself anywhere, I'd put myself in 30 Days a Night. I'd put myself in Alaska.
But think about how bad that choice is. The fact that you're like, I'll take 30 Days a Night over, that's terrible. So yeah,
but at least like I don't know.
No, I'm totally with you.
Because we still don't know what The Thing looks like.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe it just like, I don't know, slipping into my
and there's no
bloodstream.
Paranoia involved with 30 Days a Night. Like there's no. I mean, I guess there's paranoia about the people around you snapping and giving you away, like your position. But
yeah,
The Thing, like you're just paranoid the whole time. You can never relax.
Trust anyone.
You got to be Kurt Russell to make it through that shit. That's
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, maybe The Thing would be worse. So yeah, I think it would be worse.
30 Days a Night, at least if they're taunting you, like if you're actually there, so you're not watching it, you've got no subtitles, so you have no idea what the fuck they're saying, because they're saying some mean shit, but you just won't know.
And vampires, you at least know can die.
Right, yeah.
Whereas The Thing, it's like
it's not proven to be killable yet. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Next one, I'm gonna go with any backwoods gas station. So I talked about Wrong Turn, Tuckerdale versus Evil, and The Cabin in the Woods. All have that weird gas station.
Oh, there was a gas station in Tuckerdale. I totally forgot.
Yeah. They meet. That's where the
misunderstandings.
The college kids. That's where they see Tucker and Dale for the first time.
You guys, going camping?
Eating the pickled eggs or whatever the hell gross thing that was.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah. So and every horror film, that has anything to do with the woods always has that weird, creepy gas station.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods made fun of that.
Yeah. And every single one of them, Like,
I love how Catwoman's made fun of that, actually.
it was
Because when the gas station guy calls them, remember, he calls into headquarters and he's like, they've passed on through and he's talking all serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "You've got me on speaker, don't you?" And they're like cracking up. It was so great.
yeah. So, but the great thing is every movie that has the backwoods gas station, they always look so gross.
Yes.
You know what? Even I think it was a gas station. Even From Dusk Till Dawn had a little.
Yeah, the fucking hills have eyes.
Yeah, everyone's got that weird gas station, and I don't want to be in any of them at all. I just want to get the gas. I don't want to stop for water or snacks.
I love that one of your picks is a shopping preference. That's
yeah. It's just if I can avoid it, I will.
So here's one of my rejected ones. I just want to get your thought on this before I jump into my real one. I was gonna say The World, if you were being followed by It Follows. I was just literally gonna pick the whole planet because right, because you think you're just gonna get ground down. But I feel like there was sort of a out that was hinted at the end of the movie that was sort of weak, like means that's sort of easy to beat. You just got to pass it on like the ring curse, make a copy of the tape.
Yeah.
Except for it's sex this time, whatever. So I was like, I'm not going to put this one in there, but I wanted to pick the biggest location possible, so I'll pick The World. But
that's good.
Instead of picking The World,
I'm glad you didn't.
Thanks. Instead of picking The World, I picked Under the World. I picked the caves from The Descent.
Oh, that's a good segue. Masterfully done.
Thank you. Because the caves from The Descent are one of those horror locations that's terrifying without monsters. Like, it's already terrifying.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the...
Even if the bat people, weren't there.
Right. If the mole people are gone, then, like, it's not like a...
I forgot. Are they moles, right? Moles or bats?
Well, they were blind, but they had batish like ears.
They were they were a cool creature. I liked them.
Great design.
But yeah,
one of the best horror movies the last couple decades.
But that even without those guys.
But add them in, and it's just not the place to be. And the thing is, you're gonna find that the running theme to a lot of my picks is that I have a streak of laziness because all of my picks are like, oh my God, that would be so exhausting to try to fight for your life there. You know what I mean? Like, it's, if you're fighting for your life in Camp Crystal Lake, you're in the cabin, you got to fight Jason off. If he's not around, you got to run for it. You're probably not going to make it, but it's going to be over in a night or two or whatever. Or if you want it over sooner, just have sex, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, with The Descent, that could be like weeks of...
It's not worth spelunking.
Spelunking. So, like, no, thank you.
And they did that weird thing where, like, didn't they have to, like, cross, like, this, like, big gap at one point in time using those hooks?
Yep.
Whew. No, I can't. Yep. I can't do that. That location alone's enough to wig me out.
What do you think about The Mist? If you were in The Mist grocery store,
I think if you're in the Mist grocery store and you just lock away the crazy religious person
and just wait it out, right?
Yeah. Just hand her a bag of Cheetos and put her in the janitor's closet, and you're just like,
that's what I thought.
You're like, all right, we're good to go
here, right? Okay.
Though I would be scared if I was the Mist on the TV show because that shit got canceled. So you're not safe.
So if you found yourself as an actor in
if you found yourself working production for the Mist,
you're in trouble.
It's a scary time.
All right, what you got next?
Okay, so next I'm going with a comic. It's definitely not a horror comic, but it's super dark, and I've always liked to read the comics, especially around Halloween time, and even the animated series. I'm going with Arkham Asylum for Batman. The Arkham Asylum is basically, if you don't know, that's where they keep pretty much all of like Batman's rogue gallery for a set amount of time until they break out. Or there's a riot, or some fucking.
There's a periodic purge of the system. They let everyone out.
Yeah. Or there's always like crooked cops working in Arkham who let Two-Face out, and then he lets the Joker out, and all of a sudden Scarecrow's out, putting fear toxins into the city. But they also had the Arkham Asylum game, like I don't know, like 7 or 8 years back, and the vibe of it is just really, really creepy because the Arkham guy who started it's just like a creep, and the whole design of it looks kind of creepy. It actually kind of reminds me of what I have higher up on my list. But the fact that it's an asylum for crazy people who constantly get out is a place I would not like to work.
Yeah, and you're not crazy. You just have to keep watching the crazy people just get out.
And
while
I'm not
you stay there.
And I'm not Batman, so like I can't just show up and fight them and lock them all up. So like
Right.
I'm
you got the worst.
if I go, I'm the guy being held hostage by the Joker, hoping I see a batarang hit him in the forehead, so then I can be saved by the Cape Crusader. Either that or I'm gonna be getting the Scarecrow fear toxin, tripping balls. So I don't know. There's just I don't think there's a good position to work at Arkham Asylum. There's no amount of pay that justifies.
There's no 401k.
Yeah, there's no 401k. There's no nothing. You might get to meet Batman.
Yeah.
Or Gordon.
passing.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
But that's about it. I don't want to meet Clayface or Poison Ivy.
The perks don't outweigh.
No. I don't give a shit. I don't want to meet you. Don't get near me.
Well, you just teed up another great segue because I almost didn't put out this on my list because of how badly I want to meet one of the people I would meet. Actually, all of the people I would meet here. But I'm going to pick the Orca being on the boat from Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
As a terrifying place to be.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Although
You could get on it.
fun.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm putting it in the middle of the ocean during the Shark Odyssey, and you know what? It's I just want to be there for them to sing that song, so it's almost worth it, right? Like and tell a story.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the sequence of events by which the shark is defeated, I feel like the odds of that are the same as winning the lottery. I feel like that's something you just aren't going to replicate. Like tossing the
But if you are you
into
you're
Jaws'
traveling,
mouth.
but you're traveling into that scenario in which we already know how it plays out.
Well, they might just do it. You're right.
So you might get to witness a lottery-winning shark explosion.
And then just gotta like kick to shore, telling jokes. Holy shit, this shouldn't be on my
So
list
you
at
get
all.
to you get to
This is
actually
like, I
you
should
get to
pay for
witness
this.
you get to witness like a spectacle.
Never mind.
No, it's on the
Strike
list
this.
because also because to be fair, you might throw their shit off, and you might be shark bait, or you might actually ruin something else and someone else's shark bait.
Yeah, it's
or,
the time travel paradox where you disturb the events.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I'm fine because I think I would just not say shit and just like.
You're like, I'm gonna hang out up top.
I don't want to change the course of. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I didn't think that through. But I snuck 2 for 1 in there, so we can just drop that off. You make an excellent.
So you get to see
point.
Bruce blow up.
People should pay for that one. Yeah, that's not terrifying at all.
No, it is kind of terrifying because like you even.
All right, I'm gonna swap it out for SeaWorld and Jaws 3. No, that's desperation. Never mind.
No. Because it's still a scary situation. Like you're still in the middle of the ocean on a sinking boat.
You're fine. You got Roy Scheider and fucking Quint and Richard Dreyfuss.
You don't have Quint. No, sirree. He is not the captain.
All right, what do you got next?
Next, I got New York City during the events of Cloverfield.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
If I woke up and I see the Statue of Liberty's head flying past my window, I'm probably just I'm gonna be like the old couple in Titanic and just go back to bed and be like, nah. Fuck this.
I'm just gonna.
I can't outrun this guy.
Let it happen. It's fine. Yeah.
I just don't know what I'd do. Like it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite like giant monster film, and mainly because I'm just like I don't know what the fuck I would do. Like what do you do when you see something that's like 60 stories tall?
Yeah,
running
I
around.
literally have one strategy if I found myself in the Cloverfield scenario, which would be to punch anyone who pointed a camera at me. But that's it. That's all I got.
Well, they did. They lasted quite a bit. They did. I would hang out with them for about 30 minutes until I found a car. All but the bridges are snapped. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I would. You know what? Fuck it. I just swim across the ocean or swim across the little
Channel.
the little whatever the is. I've never been in New York.
Go back to bed, man.
Is that easy?
No.
Is there any New York fans? Can you guys just swim across that shit? put
people
me in your shoes.
People swam the English Channel. You can swim it, but meanwhile, Cloverfield's stomping around, throwing shit.
Yeah, but like you see him over there in the city. You see buildings knock, and you're like, all right, I got another.
I mean, I didn't see a lot of people escaping in that movie.
30 seconds. Some people had to have. I mean, I don't know. The helicopter's certainly not the way to go out because he smacks the shit out of you. He like Venus Williams that helicopter out of the air. And somehow they all live. That's the thing. If you can get smacked out of a helicopter in the air and still have like a few seconds left before, and because they didn't die from the monster, they died from the explosion. So technically your odds of surviving the monster are good, surviving the U.S. military is a little bit more challenging. And
That's true.
and I feel like, I don't know, I would just jump into one of them Humvees and be like, all right, soldier.
I felt a little bad for the monster when they were bombing him. Am I the only one?
No, I think you were supposed to.
Okay.
Because it like intentionally like screams when it
Yeah.
they carpet bomb its back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also knocking over buildings.
Yeah,
so
I might still try to team up with him. He's cute.
He's not cute. She's not cute. She's cool looking.
Yeah.
Not cute.
Okay, well.
She also had like those like
Oh,
big
she-
ass bugs.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's a she. I'm pretty sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah. I think
In my
you're right.
head, it's always been a she.
I mean, there was that Godzilla with Matthew Broderick. She was a she. So.
I actually like the little raptors. I always called them raptors. I don't know what you
Yeah, I
consider
don't know
them.
what-
But I always thought they looked cool at the end when they open up the elevator and they're all looking
They're-
at them.
they're cool.
That's the one shot I loved. In that
One
movie.
shot of it.
Okay, so I would not want to wake up in New York City during the events of Cloverfield.
All right, I would not want to find myself in a holding cell next to Hannibal Lecter.
Why not? He can't eat you.
No, don't you remember what happens to the guy next to Hannibal Lecter?
Refresh me. I know one guy threw spunk in her face.
Yeah, and then he talks to him and then convinces him to commit suicide. He like mind games him the whole time. But I don't know if you noticed the sub thread that goes on with Hannibal Lecter, but everybody that comes to him as a patient or casually knows him ends up getting used as a pawn in one of his plots and and then dies. Like I'd just be sitting there and he'd be like, "So what's your name?" I'd be like, "Shut up."
Didn't you say the rules were we go as us?
Yes.
So like when we're there.
Totally.
So I can go, "Hi, my name's Nick. You're Hannibal Lecter." And when he goes, "Hey Nick, we're gonna," I'm just go la 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 la. Like I will SpongeBob Hannibal Lecter and just annoy the shit out of him. He'll be like Squidward and be so mad. And he'd be like, "Nick, let me dig into your psyche." And I go, "La la."
Right now, I want the listeners to click off of this podcast, go to our Facebook page, and let us know if they think that's a winning strategy. Just tell us right now, because I feel like
You're not going anywhere.
aggressively annoying Hannibal Lecter in the cell next to him is not a winning strategy. He's going to outlast your SpongeBob strategy, and then he's going to drive you crazy with fucking mind tricks.
No, I'll just drive him crazy. Listen, if I can make it past Arkham Asylum and then do some Joker ass shit to Hannibal Lecter, then I feel like I'm solid.
All right, well, I don't know if that's a winning strategy, but I would find myself terrified to be there because I feel like he's...
It's Anthony Hopkins Hannibal. I'll outrun him. If the cells open up, I'm fucking running. He can't catch me.
That's true. You are most likely faster for that.
I'll run for 30 seconds, turn around, keep my eye on him. As long as I have a gun,
Right.
Fuck you, dude.
You have a lot of confidence versus...
I do, but I'm also
Lecter.
the first one who's going to be eaten when he gets out of the cell. I
like your spirit.
I will die with so much confidence.
I like your spirit. All right, what's your next?
All right, my next set I went with was the apartments in the movie Wreck / Quarantine.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, yeah.
So I would wake up when the CDC or the government
God, yeah.
blocks it off.
Oh no,
And you can't get out because you can't escape. Because remember, some people try to go, the government pows them, and then that's all she wrote.
Yep. No, there's no way out of that.
I like both of those movies actually.
Yeah.
I saw Quarantine first in the theater with the one lady from Dexter, and then I found out that it was a sequel or a remake, like a remake.
Right.
And I thought both of them did a great job with the
Yeah, they're both
the
awesome.
apartment setting. Like I think Rex probably. I don't know. I think they're probably equal. I don't want to say one's better than the other because I think I like both.
They're
of
both
them.
pretty damn good.
But I just remember the apartments being really, really terrifying, and how they slowly started exploring each room, and how it just got kind of weirder and weirder and weirder. I didn't like that. And and being a camera guy, I would be the one who has to not only lug the camera around, but has to outrun.
That's true.
I had to outrun.
That'd be totally on you.
Everything else.
Oh yeah, you're totally doomed.
I don't know, and I don't like seeing blood. So like in real life, like I'm fine with it in films, but if I'm sitting there shooting the shit, like chewing the fat, shooting the breeze with someone, and a body just falls from the fucking balcony, I'm gonna start crying. I'm gonna start freaking out. I can't handle that.
You could take on Hannibal Lecter, but you're not. Okay, fine.
Yeah. That's fine because it'd be like you chasing me, like any human chasing me. I just run. I mean, it'd be different if I'm sitting here on my computer and then you just fall like 30 feet in front of me. One's obviously going to be a lot scarier than the other.
That's Hilarious.
So I would be a little scared. But both of those were, I think, really good. Actually, I think they're probably one of the coolest settings in horror films. Now that I'm
Yeah,
making
I
this
totally
list.
agree. All right, so we're what, down to 3 or 4?
Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
We have 4 left. Okay. So the next place I would not want to find myself in a horror is a remote country house in the Channel Islands. Because that is the setting of The Others.
Yeah.
And if I was there, I would be...
You're a spooky ghost.
dead. I'd be already dead. So I was trying to think, like, to make the list more interesting, right? I spent most of my time calculating survival odds. Like, I was literally thinking about Freddy's Boiler Room versus Camp Crystal Lake. Like, where would I be more unnerved, right? I feel like I'd be more freaked out in Freddy's Boiler Room.
Yeah.
But I probably should be more freaked out at Camp Crystal Lake because Jason has more kills, right? So my odds...
They got a bigger area. You can climb a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. But I was trying, most of the things on the list, you're basically, what you're doing is calculating odds of survival. But boom, with this one, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Because when you're there, you're dead. Right? That's terrifying.
True.
And I have a feeling that even though I would know when I got there that it wasn't the case, I would like waste weeks of my afterlife trying to like prove it to myself. You know?
Has anyone tried to hide from Jason like way up high in a tree?
I
don't think he thinks to look.
Not. It had to have happened.
Because think about it, he's just doing this shit like left and right.
I'll search it, but I can't imagine.
I don't think I've ever seen him look up. No, I think he has looked up. But I'm just thinking, if you know you got all that room to hide, like okay, so Jason's walking around, you know, you hear like a shh, and then you just hear that shit and you're looking down like.
See, you are suffering from Jason underestimation syndrome, which is the same thing that all the people who die, because they're just like, he's slow.
You know what would
You're
happen?
like, he's not looking up.
You know what would happen?
You'd fall out of the tree.
Jason would be running like I'm here in the tree. Jason's coming. He runs into this other guy in like white shirt, white pants. And Hannibal goes, "Have you seen this kid, Nick? I'm looking for this guy." And Jason goes, "I don't know. He's down around here
working together." Though?
Yeah. Hannibal would find me in the tree at Camp Crystal Lake.
But The Others is one of those movies that.
Oh yeah, we gotta go. No, this is about The Others.
It genuinely unnerved me, so that was my. I wanted to have one in there where
we should probably talk about.
I didn't have to worry about surviving because it's all over.
I
would be totally Beetlejuicing it for a while because I would be trying to like figure out, can I feel pain?
I love how they did the fog surrounding the
atmosphere
estate.
is amazing.
Oh, I love that. How like the further you walk away, it just gets like foggy.
That movie's so well done that even knowing the twist doesn't ruin the rewatch. Like,
yeah, I rewatched it with Alex. It feels like this year. Wow. These years are going by really quick. Anyways, I rewatched it with her knowing the ending, and the setting of it is still just phenomenal.
And the
acting, holy shit.
Totally.
Nicole Kidman in that movie?
Fucking terrifying.
She should do another horror. Well, you know what? She's actually technically...
sort of, right?
Kind of.
Didn't she just sign on to something?
Maybe.
I'll look it up later.
Well, she also did, I throw this in there, Stepford Wives.
Yeah, and she did the Invasion, the remake. She's been in a few.
Yeah, so she's actually... And she just won the Emmy for that one film. So she did some horror shit.
But I feel like she just signed on to be in something else that is interesting.
The horror people will lay claim to. Thank you for being awesome.
Yeah, totally.
All
right. What do you got?
I like that movie. So you know what's funny? I actually don't remember this movie at all. I remember watching it at a friend's house on HBO late at night. With a Bone Collector. I put The Subway in The Bone Collector.
Okay.
Do you remember that movie at all?
I have not seen it.
It's so weird. I've
seen The Collector, but I haven't seen The Bone Collector.
Isn't The Bone Collector? Okay, so I put this on the list because I swear to God, I remember there being a scene. Let me look this up. The Bone Collector. Yeah. Angelina Jolie and his name's escaping me right now. Oh, I'm looking right at his face. Denzel Washington. And I think there was a scene in a subway, and I remember my friends telling me that there was a scene. This is all just memory. Like I'm just running off of like what I think.
Right.
Bottom line is I wouldn't want to be in a subway, but I think there was a rat scene where these rats ate someone's leg. And I remember that freaked me the fuck out.
It's a bad place to be.
Yeah, and if you look it up, I'm looking it up here on YouTube right now, the Bone Collector rat scene. And let me just scrub through it here. Yeah, some guys sitting there, some guys sitting there.
Don't know.
And then they start chewing on his foot or something like that. Nope. That guy's definitely about to get shot up by a... Oh, yeah.
I love reliving this with you in real time.
Oh yeah, no. This movie came out in 1999, so I think my friends discovered they had HBO one day on their television, and they were like, "What's on?" And we saw. Oh, well, I can't say because this other movie's on my list. But it was also with the Bone Collector, so I wouldn't want to find myself.
Same here.
I think it was the subway. It's weird to have this on my pick, but I'm not 100% sure. It's almost sort of like some of the monsters.
It would have to be Subway if it's rats. Where else are they going to show up?
Yeah. I think it's definitely in like New York City.
It's either a basement or a Subway.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to find myself
Either place is bad.
And neither of those. Bottom line is, I don't want to get eaten by rats.
No, no.
You know, the only rat I want to see in the sewer is Master Splinter from the Ninja Turtles.
All right, so the next place I find super terrifying, and you ready for this? Because this is an inside joke with you and me.
Okay, let's go.
Is Mboka. The city of Mboka is the setting of Dagon.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Dagon is a super underrated Lovecraft movie that not many people have seen or heard of.
Ironically, I saw it when I was in like 4th grade, but I didn't know what it was until I met George.
Yeah,
and the craziest thing.
And it's a really, really well done, really well acted movie. It's by Stuart Gordon, who did Reanimator. Mm-hmm. He did it totally foreign though. I think he shot it in Spain. And it's just an excellent movie. But there are a couple things about this that are horrifying. First of all, there's like a total sense of hopelessness when you're in a Lovecraft situation.
Yeah.
Second is that the creatures that run Mboka are sort of a Lovecraftian / we would think of it as satanic, but it's not, cult. And they've turned into half human, half water creatures, like disgusting versions of Creature of the Levack Lagoon.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Because they have gills on them, which is the thing I remembered.
But the worst part is what these people do to you when they catch you, because there's a scene that I have still not been able to watch directly all the way through, where a character they bring you to really care about, when they trap you, they deceive you, they trick you, and then they torture you by skinning you alive. And this scene shows that in total detail, and it is like brain scarring. It's such a bad, like, whatever.
I need to put that on my Halloween watch list.
But the whole atmosphere of the town is it's always raining, it's always wet. These creatures are always, they talk with like weird bubbly language, and it's just really, really freaky, terrifying area to be. And the weird thing is, being Stuart Gordon, like you would know from Reanimator, from Beyond and whatnot, that he puts in elements of humor. So there's actually really funny moments in the movie. But it's just overall just a really, really kind of terrifying movie. And then if you don't get skinned alive, guess what happens to you? You get sacrificed to Dagon. And what Dagon likes to do is they chain you up and dangle you over Dagon's pit, and then Dagon grabs you. But because you're chained, he takes you, but he leaves your hands behind because they're in the manacles. Mm-hmm. So you just get torn apart. So there's no good endings in Mboka.
No.
Not a place to send a postcard from.
The only good thing is you go, oh, this is the movie I saw when I was in the 4th grade.
That you shouldn't have seen that young. Yes, exactly.
It was on Sci-Fi, so it was probably heavily.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right, so that's.
All right, so my next 3 are gonna be kind of generic if you've listened to the show, but I like them. Well, actually, it's the next 2 for sure. This 3rd one is a little different, so I'm actually going with the 1999 Insane Asylum remake, Insane Asylum for House on Haunted Hill.
Oh yeah.
Because that intro to that movie, which is funny, because that was the other film that we had saw with the Bone Collector. Mm-hmm. It was also the House on Haunted Hill.
Sure.
Because I remember I don't think I had seen anything that gory before. And so then, if you don't remember the intro to House on Haunted Hill, it's like this old-timey insane asylum. And I just remember they really focus on a guy sharpening a bunch of pencils, holding it out, making sure they're real sharp. Then all of a sudden, the inmates all break loose. And I remember one of them grabs the pencils and then stabs the guy at the desk in the neck with all the pencils. And I remember we thought that was like the coolest, goriest thing in the world, but it made me feel so uncomfortable. And even when Jeffrey Rush's character gets all the people to go to the house, I just remember like the atmosphere of that house, because the whole purpose is to stay in the house for a night for the prize pool changes depending on what decade it is.
Totally.
$1 million. Right. No, if I woke up and Jeffrey Rush is like, Nick, here's $1 million big ones. Right. Stay here. I'm like, I'm going to get out before those weird locks go on the door.
Yep.
Au revoir.
And if you don't,
then I have no choice.
Terrifying place to be.
So then at that point, I guess I'd be like, all right.
Just grab as many pencils as you can.
I'm just gonna grab as many pencils as I can, and I'm gonna hide in a corner and not go down to the basement or anything like that.
Good plan.
So that's my number 3 pick, the Insane Asylum / Household Haunted.
All right. Well, somehow I apparently only have 2 left. So, but maybe I went first.
Well, I got 2 left now. Yeah,
okay, so we're good. So, all right, I'm gonna give you my real number 1, but I'm gonna put it in number 2 slot for a specific reason. So, my real number 1 is the most terrifying place in horror. The one place that I've seen in horror that I would not want to be. That's to me even worse than the Event Horizon Hell, which is probably the runner up. But they seem to be having they got a lot of energy in Event Horizon Hell.
Yeah.
They seem to having like a weird good time, sort of like Hellraiser. Like maybe they're enjoying pain vibe now. I don't know. They just seem like a dismemberment party going on there.
Some people like it.
Yeah, the place I don't want to be is in Samara's well. That is, if I woke up and I was in a dark fucking tube, and there was that ring,
yeah,
where the lid was, and you were in that spot, I would be like, it's like you're a buried alive scenario, but adding in like this terrifying creature who likes to spider walk and. No, whatever. But The Ring is one of my favorite mainstream horror movies of all time, and I just find that whole scenario terrifying. And then I think one of the things that the movie did a really good job on is kind of hinting to you what it's like to be in that well, trying to stay alive for 7 days.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really. Like not only are you there, but you know you're probably going to live 7 days, right? And you're going to try to get out. You're going to pull your own fingernails off on the rocks. It's just a horrible. But that symbol I can't get out of my head. Like just looking up and seeing that lid, I would just be like, I would do it. I'd do the Titanic. I'd go back to bed.
Yeah, I just wake up, see the ring, go. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a fold.
I'm dead. Exactly.
This life sucks. Yeah, no, that's a shit place to go. You know what's funny in my head? I'm like, couldn't you just put your back against the wall, climb up with your feet? But I'm sure it's like just big enough to where you couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's easy. Maybe
no, I don't think it is.
But watch this. Maybe it's easy. Maybe Samara was too little to like be able to stretch out and do whatever. But Samara was in the well by herself. She was going to get out or not get out, but you're in the well with her. So
am I in the well with her freshly thrown in?
No.
Or am I being thrown in there 7 days?
You're in the well with her like Naomi Watts was in the well with her, which means you're dead. You're just dead.
I'd cut her a deal. I'd be like, listen, I'm hiding from this guy. I'm hiding from a former
You'd
cell.
cut her a deal. You'd be like, I'm a video editor. I can get your shit out to
I would be like,
thousands
listen,
of people.
Samara, I'm running from a former cellmate. He's a kind of a classy guy.
He's kind of a big deal.
I'll help you get out. I scratch your back. You scratch my back. We'll get out of here together, and you just take care of this Hannibal guy.
Yeah.
And
that should
we're
work.
good.
She seems reasonable.
If you get her out of the well, like I think I could.
You didn't see Rings. You don't know that she doesn't care about any of that shit. The whole thing's a fraud.
No, I could talk to her.
She didn't want anyone to rescue her. She was just trying to get more evil.
Yeah, but Rings was also a shit film. So I would talk to her pre-shit film.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough.
I would talk to her afterwards to be like, this is how you do it. You walk in there and you go, hey, Samara, nice place. I like it down here. This is nice and really roomy. This is a great place.
Really roomy.
Yeah, nice and roomy. And you just let her know, like, I dig your dig. And let's get out of here and we'll take care of some business. I will show you. I would almost try to make her like, the Death Note. I'd be like, listen, we get out of here alive. I'll show you who you can devour. And then we'll part our ways like Casablanca. I'll say, Samara, you get on that plane, kid. And then she takes off, and then she can go make her shit sequels.
So I just want to point out to you that this podcast just covered Rings, Death Note, and Casablanca in one insane leap of... Radios are melting in cars.
It might work. I will admit
one of those things is not like the other.
I will admit to everyone that while I'm confident in this plan, I expect like an 80% fail rate.
That's fair enough.
It's the 20% I'm going after.
Enough. All
Okay,
right,
so the
what's
next thing I'm going for is the best real estate video in horror you've ever seen, and I'm going with the Crypt Keeper Haunted House.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't actually like walk around and see it. You just get the camera that goes through the whole thing, and then you go down to the Crypt Keeper's little lair, and that's it. Bing bang boom. Mm-hmm. And I think however long that intro is, 20 seconds, maybe even less of just seeing how shit it is. I don't want to be there. I don't want to wake up there. I don't want to go there. You kind of in Tales from the Crypt Keeper. There's an episode where they do like walk around what I believe is his house. Yeah. And they see like Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, the Mummy, and some other like zombies and shit. Which is what I'm also sort of combining that into the HBO's Tales from the Crypt's intro. And none of it looks cool. It looks great as like a haunted house, like if it was some sort of well-regulated.
But to really be there.
Yeah, but to really wake up there. But to wake up there would just be absolute shit. Because eventually you'd find your way down into the Crypt Keeper's like little area. And,
well, one of the things I was thinking about with my picks was how long was I going to make it, and how much effort was I going to have to put into making it, and like whatever. And you just know you're going to be the victim of poetic justice.
Yeah,
that's sort of
the thing that sucks about waking up there is like, because if our bodies are going there, like I know as a fan of the Crypt Keeper, I'm there. I know that I'm probably going to die, but there's like a little bit of Indiana Jones in me that's like, I'd be mad if I didn't go see him. So I should.
You should probably.
I should go down there. But that's the thing is, if I went down there, would I walk up to his tomb and then he does like the pop-up intro thing? Because then that would be enough for me to leave. I'd be like, I've seen enough. I'm running upstairs and out the front door. If I could, it might not be available because I don't know what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. There's actually been people in his basement before on the show, like actors and shit, that were kind of part of like a gag. So I'd be like, hey, I'm just like here to
play it off and make
it. I like, oh, hey, wrong turn at Albuquerque? And he'd be like, you're hilarious. And I'd be like, thanks, dude. I'm going to leave now. Or I would just tell him like, hey, Crypt Keeper, I'm going to go get some za. I'll be back. And then I never come back.
Maybe he'd let you go. He might be hungry. He looks hungry a lot.
He looks hungry.
He looks like he needs to gain some weight.
Yeah. So I think if I say, hey, dude, that might actually be the way I get out of
Samara. It's the tell her her place is nice and roomy strategy. And with the Crypt
opposite
Keeper,
with Crypt Keeper,
it's
pizza dudes at the door. I gotta go. That might actually work for Samara as well. She'll just be looking at me about right here, and I'm like, I think I hear the pizza dude up there. Let me just climb up there, and then I'd climb out of the well, and I'd see her looking down. I'm looking down at the well. She's looking up at me, and I just go, well, it's been real. Just reclose the top of the well.
Well, that's the only good moment in The Ring 2. Actually, I saw it in the theater, and the audience literally lost their minds. They were so applauding because Naomi Watts crawls Samara, gets out of the well. She's pushing the lid closed, and Samara's climbing up, and she says something like, I think she just says the word mom. Like she doesn't want Naomi Watts to close her in. Mm-hmm. And she closes the lid on her and the light goes out. And Naomi Watts goes, I'm not your fucking mom. And the audience just burst into applause.
So that's my light. That's my light. I'm not the fucking pizza dude.
I'm not from fucking Domino's. All right. My number one, the most terrifying place that I don't want to find myself in all of horror is where they film Videodrome.
Death to Videodrome! Long live the new flesh!
Oh my god, that movie is it's the movie that really still gets to me. Of all that the old classic.
It's really weird you say that. I had a dream last night with James Woods in it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was working at a restaurant, and I was going, there's that James Wood guy. I don't know if I like him. And then all of a sudden I turn on, he's right next to me, and he heard me say that, and I went, but you were great as Hades and Hercules. So it's really fucking weird and super off topic. But I just had to point that
No,
out.
that's fantastic. He might know all this. You know, where he's
He probably had a dream. Like I think
strings.
Nick from Halloweekly was in my dream. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, but so I mean, it could be anywhere. It could be the radio station at Videodrome. It could be Videodrome headquarters, the optical place. It could be, at where they film it. Where they film it is where I feel like I'd be most terrified to be. But the thing is with Videodrome is not only is that the movie that authentically still rattles me. I mean, I don't like the argument that like old movies aren't scary still. Like I still feel like if you watch Cat People in your right mindset, suspend disbelief, you can find yourself like getting a good thrill, getting a little scare, whatever. But horror movies don't sustain rewatches very well.
Yeah,
Like, you can't watch a horror movie 5 times and still feel frightened, except for a couple exceptions. Like The Exorcist can still get me a little bit. But if I put on Videodrome and it's like midnight and I'm like sort of tired and I'm watching Videodrome, I will be unsettled for the next 48 hours. Like that movie just gets to me. It's just whatever. And then the fact is that you're not going to know what bad or horrible way you're going down. I mean, one guy's literally just becomes a bag of tumors.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally just tumors, right? So I can't imagine what a horrible way to go. But then the weird repetition suicide at the end of it is like the strangest, saddest way to go down.
Yeah.
Of all the other ways to go down, you know. So just because of how great the movie is and how effectively I still find it scary, it's the one play I would not want to enter the world of that film. Full stop.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either, and mainly because I'd have to convince James Woods that I liked him in certain roles and just not personal life.
Yeah,
Then it gets weird.
Yeah, that totally gets weird.
Yeah, no one wants to. And you
don't
don't
have to convince him anything. He's just gonna off himself.
Yeah, well, he just came out. I think Hollywood Reporter said he's officially retiring from the biz, and everyone's like, "Who?" Kind of
right.
Yeah.
When was Casino? Was the last?
I don't remember what his last role was.
No, I mean I'm sure he did bit part roles that no one gave a shit about.
Yeah, but
The last time he did something good was
it
Casino's like
it was a while ago. That was a while ago. But yeah, no, I see Videodrome. Videodrome's a good place to not want to wake up in. Bag of Tumors is never a fun.
Nope.
Never a fun thing. All right, so my last place, I'm just gonna spoil it. Sleepy Hollow. Okay, so listen. All right, now let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So
listen. Part of me, there's a thrill to being there. Like there is a legit, like I'm saying like I go there because I guess we're transporting our bodies. So technically, I would know that it's the head of a Haitian is being controlled by a witch.
Yes.
The horseman was a Hessian mercenary, sent to these shores by German princes to keep Americans under the yoke of England. But unlike his compatriots, who came for money, the horseman came for love of carnage.
But I would act like I didn't know anything, just because I'd want to hang out with Ichabod and be like, I think I hear him.
Right.
I think because we used to actually run in from our friend's dog who was really fast, and I just imagined it sort of being the same sitch of like you see like this like. You're like, all right, here it is.
Totally.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Exactly how we go down.
I don't know. But part of me is like, I think the town is interesting. I don't know. I think there's like a weird. It almost would be sort of like an haunted amusement park attraction where like, but like, someone there's trying to kill you. Mm-hmm. Like there's just something kind of scary. Like I don't know. I would probably get my head chopped off. I'd probably because I'd be a doofus and do something dumb, and one of the the other guys would live. But
you have a survival strategy for every other situation we brought up, but Sleepy Hollow. Are you fucking kidding me?
You know what's funny?
You're surviving.
Normally,
Savara,
I can pull something out of my ass real fast, but with the Headless Horseman, here's the thing. He has. I'll tell you what he has over everyone else. Mobility,
yes,
and a weapon,
yes.
Because the one guy in Sleepy Hollow tried to fight him, he got his ass kicked. So like Hannibal Lecter, you can just lock him up, Samari put him in a well. I don't know what you do with the Headless Horseman. He's got a horse. I don't know how to ride a horse. If Ichabod was like, Nick, hop on.
Well, and you're suffering from a severe lack of weaponry options back then. So
they shoot him with a musket. It doesn't do anything.
Right. Muskets are super unreliable.
You know what I would do? No. Because then that would ruin the whole thing. Because if I would try to be the bro that got him his head back.
I think you like the Headless Horseman so much you wouldn't even fight him.
I would
love that character.
Yeah. I would. You know what I would do? I would
try to bring peace to the world of Sleep Hell.
The witch controls him.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go same route I did with Crypt Keeper and Samara. Pay them off in pizza. Because I don't think they had pizza.
They didn't. They'll
in
blow
the
their minds. No.
So the witch is like, fucking the one dude, cutting her blood, marking him in the blood, and I'd be like, listen, don't mark me, don't do nothing.
I brought you treasures from
here's an extra cheese double pep, large stuffed crust. You dig? And then she would be like, okay,
no one's gonna turn that down.
that's fine. And I would be like, and then I would make some sort of like lame quip, like, why don't you give some of the Headless Horseman? He can't eat any, ha ha. And then she would nod her head and point to the door, and I'd be like, thanks for doing business with you.
No, God.
Jason's still looking for me because I pulled off the perfect ruse by hiding in a tree.
Yes.
Hannibal's still after me. Let's say I made the deal with Samara, but I locked her in the well, so I can't get to her. Crypt Keeper's still downstairs waiting for the pizza to come down.
Yep.
I would actually I'd give the witch pizza, and I'd say, go after this Jason guy and Hannibal Lecter dude.
She can take both of them.
I think she can. I mean, he can't die. I mean, Jason can't either. But like the Headless Horseman, I'd be like, just tie Jason to the horse, and then go back into the tree.
Oh yeah,
which is sort of like hell or something like that, right? Yeah. Just take Jason to hell, and kill Hannibal.
That's a movie.
Oh my god! I just figured out how to win. I'm a goddamn genius. All because of witches who are underrated in horror films.
That's exactly right.
So the witches reign supreme.
I'm totally with that.
Which
movies is my favorite underappreciated genre of horror, even better than voodoo.
Witches.
I mean, Haxan is an amazing that no one's seen, and we know about the witch, and Witchfinder General is my favorite Vincent Price movie. I'm totally down. I'm with this.
So I think
it's very October. So
yeah. So I'm kicking with the witches.
That's a good spot to end the list because it's got me in a real October mood.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
I'm glad the witches have some power.
Yeah. Now, we're obviously aware that there are many, many other terrifying places and scenarios to fight yourself.
I thought we covered every single one within 20 options. I'm sorry.
So we would love to hear ones that you guys think of while you're listening to this that we missed. Let us know on our Facebook page.
Where would you not like to wake up / kind of wake up?
Where would you not want to find yourself in horror? And what rules are you using? It'd be super interesting to know. But this was really fun. It was a good way to blitz through a lot of movies that I really get in the mood to watch when Halloween approaches.
I know. I'm just like soaking up the Halloween
totally
spirit. And now that I kind of figured out, because I've always...
Now that you can't be killed by any horror characters.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the Headless Horseman as like my personal bodyguard because of a nice witch who wanted an extra cheese double pep large stuffed crust pizza.
Nick feels invincible.
I do feel invincible. I
don't know at the end of this episode if people are going to want to watch horror movies or want to go hungry.
Well, until we start rolling out the advertising spots for pizza places,
right?
Go with the horror.
Nothing goes together like pizza and horror. So just do both.
It's a perfect combo.
Just do both.
Do both. All right. So there we go. That's our top 20 places. So now we want to talk about do another little segment here about some of our fans, some of the people in the group.
So yeah, we had promised, and we want to do more of this because. Honestly, we're just getting a lot more interesting feedback, mainly on our Facebook page and in our Facebook group. But we like to throw some questions. We like to get some opinions. We like to have a conversation, not just have the podcast where we're just talking in one direction. So we asked a question on the Facebook page that was, name an object that has never been used as a weapon in a horror movie. That's harder than you think, actually. Because if you just type something random like paperclip or something, you're bound to have one of our people pop up and be like,
It's been done.
It's been done. I mean, it's amazing. There's actually a hilarious book called that I want to give a shout out to called Death by Umbrella, and it's just a listing from A to Z of horror movie weapons, and there are some just hilarious.
What's funny is people type so much sexual stuff in there, thinking like,
but those
that's
were
never
wrong.
been done,
yeah, I know.
and they're all wrong.
They're
all wrong. They're like, I'll just type something really funny and sexual.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, but
yep.
It's not. You're wrong.
They were just like, I'll just put dildo, and then everyone else would be like, you haven't seen Lair of the White Worm.
Yeah, like that's been done.
And it's
Sorry.
over. So, but what we wanted to do is shout out some of the really creative, fun answers. So, the winning answer, which was indisputably true, was Derek G came out with my car registration, which is an object that has never been used as a weapon in a horror movie.
That's true.
That is definitely true. Whitney, she came on and said Lumiere, which is
From
Beauty and the
Beauty and the Beast.
which is also true, and led to a string of gifts that were just,
Be our guest.
hilarious. I just want to point out that I said a basketball on purpose, not a lie, just so I could watch everyone do deadly friend grab.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Wise put very small apples. And then the other people on the Facebook page wanted to know how small. They were demanding measurements.
How small are we talking here? Crab apples?
Which was kind of great. Scott said cheese grater, which gave me the opportunity to put in a gift from one of my favorite scenes from horror comedy, which is Housebound, where the villain in that movie gets assaulted by the final girl and her mom, where she has a cheese grater on her arm and she's rubbing it on his face.
That's hilarious.
To defend herself, which was pretty damn awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the wrong winning answer. The answer they got the most, it got 74 likes, was Heather R. She put common sense. It's never been used as a weapon in a horror movie, which is pretty
true. I would say a VHS copy of Jurassic Park.
So yeah, but the funny thing is you can personalize everything. You can be like my dog or whatever, and then you're automatically right. James put a framed picture of Harold Ramis. But there were people who just thought they were going to get away with like a spoon or whatever. And man, the people on our Facebook page, they were on it. They were so knowledgeable. They were like,
they find it quick.
They found like 10 spoon deaths.
Correction. You're very wrong.
To share with the people, which is pretty amazing. And then the other question we answered, which we led to some really fun stuff, was what character from a non-horror movie or show terrified you as a kid?
Oh, that was a good one.
And we got a lot of really cool answers. The answers that got most of the acclaim were Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Large Marge.
Yep.
Which totally makes sense. But someone came out of left field, Kristen B. came out of left field and said the woman who turns into a robot in Superman 3. And the second she posted that, the entire scene flashed through my head, and I have not thought about Superman 3 in like 20 years. Right? But it was really terrifying.
I have to look it up. I don't know.
You got to Google like this. It was terrifying, and it was so randomly out of place when it happened, because Superman 3 is obviously you're expecting a robot, basically a comedy at that point.
Yeah.
But it's the way she gets turned involuntarily into a robot and freaks out. It's really fucking creepy. We got Jenny put Willy Wonka, and then Edgar Z put E.T. is creepy AF. So
yeah. A lot of people don't like E.T.
I didn't even remember that E.T. was something that freaked people out from the past, but
yeah, he never freaked me out, but he freaked a lot of other people out for sure.
But I could totally see that.
Yeah.
The kidnapper from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
He comes up a lot.
Was a big one. Someone put the fucking Dark Crystal Birds.
Yeah.
That's Nathaniel. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to look that up because that sounds like it would be pretty terrifying. And then Steve C. put Flying Monkeys. Ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
So
Flying Monkeys were on Bravo's Top 100 back in the day.
Oh, that's right.
I wish they'd update that. There's been so many films out since like 2004, whenever that shit came out.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where Flying Monkeys laying now. Literally.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we had some really fun stuff going on there. So keep it up. We got more questions coming.
What was your scary
We're
one?
going to feature them on the, mice.
Oh yeah. It's that mouse.
The Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's actually 2 characters in there that terrified me. That's how terrifying that movie was. The wise guy, the wise man who is trying to guide the family to move their rock. His name is Nicodemus, and he was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a fucking rat alien mix. He looks like a rat alien Gandalf mix. But then the villain of the thing is named Jenner, and he's the one who really terrified me as a kid. But he's the bad guy. But this one had 2. That was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm out. That's just a really weird, random. If you go to Wikipedia and you read the plot of that movie, you're not going to believe that it's a children's movie. You just aren't going to believe it. It starts with like rat torture, then secret mind experiments, and then black magic, and then
Sort of in the witch realm.
totally
Kind of.
So yeah, that was a pretty weird animated, but really, really well done. So that was that. We're gonna have more questions coming. We're gonna feature them on the podcast. So come up with your best answers. We love seeing them.
And it's good stuff.
Totally.
It's good stuff. And if you love horror as much as we do, head on over to our iTunes page and hit subscribe and give us one of them shiny reviews. Until next time, watch a bunch of horror movies and stay scary, and happy Halloween all month long.
Bye, guys.
Bye.